track Eric Grant down. The FBI even offering a $5,000 reward. A couple of weeks ago, investigators say two men went into full throttle auto service in Colorado Springs.
I tried to show you the
dressed like
face.
utility workers, and they killed the business owner. We tried to get one of the suspects' arrest papers.
There's a lot of crime in Colorado Springs.
But those papers are
because their government's not consolidated.
Taken into custody a few days after the shooting, but police will not release his mugshot.
Let's continue 11 minutes of non-stop news with this. A black market marijuana bust has the district attorney making some controversial remarks about pot.
Marijuana is the gateway drug to homicide.
Ah, fuck you!
And across our state.
Fuck this guy.
Start recognizing that.
Who's this douchebag?
The Southern Colorado Cannabis Council fired back saying, quote,
the gateway drug is cigarettes. The gateway drug is caffeine, coffee. The gateway drug is alcohol. You can't get no worse drug than alcohol. I can't believe this is Colorado. We're still trying to repeal the legalization of marijuana, which is what the people of Colorado wanted. So that's why I'm in favor of that one marijuana business owner that's running for city council, and Charlotte Perez. I believe she would be defensive of marijuana too.
Investigators say the suspects bought medical marijuana from licensed facilities, but then they turned around and sold it for profit. For the first time, the Air Force is acknowledging that this toxic firefighting foam with PFCs, or perfluorinated chemicals, made its way into the drinking water in Security, Widefield, and Fountain. New tonight, families are wondering what's next.
In Fountain? Uh-oh.
News reporter Dustin Cusick joins us now live. Dustin, you were at that meeting, so what's the Air Force doing?
Well, they've stopped using the foam, and they say they've taken steps to prevent it from getting into the environment in the future. But it's what they didn't do, apologize, that has neighbors upset.
They didn't apologize. What the fuck? You contaminated all of our water and you didn't even say sorry. Yeah, it's to avoid liability, isn't it? You can't be human, right? The law prevents you from being a human. Just say you're sorry without any liability. I'm sorry, but I do not accept any liability for this. But I'm sorry, you know.
Diagnosed with stage 3 colon cancer.
Sherry is one of dozens who came to a community
colon cancer.
Oops. Junior high school to get answers.
That's bad.
Officials
I mean,
and health
shit.
experts.
The Air Force has been proactive about spending $3.4 million on filtration systems and bottled water for the community as we try and navigate this problem.
The Air Force
They're
has
solving
also
the
been
problem.
testing groundwater in the area over the last year. The 64-page report released today shows levels of PFCs at or above the EPA's recommended levels throughout the area. Little comfort for people being affected by the toxic water.
Just trying to make sure.
So this is an analysis of the media. I don't know. I like it. I like it. I'm enjoying it, but you know, might be stealing. Balding too.
President Trump raising the Senate's decision to forward while at a campaign-type rally in Youngstown, Ohio tonight with First Lady Lydia. He touted his Making America Great Again themes, but was interrupted at least 3 times by protesters. The president did not mention anything about his relationship with Attorney General Jeff Sessions, who earlier today said, "We will see what happens," when it came to questions about removing him. President Trump has called Sessions weak now for recusing himself from the Russia investigation. Speaking of which, the Senate Judiciary...
Oh my God.
Just an interesting information. Thanks very much. And the Air Force tonight says this is a problem nationwide at other.
Yeah, we're all doing it. Everybody's doing it.
He's also offering a $5,000 reward for any help that leads to his capture. The
Eric Grant.
In this video, Derek Davis is already in jail after being picked up by police in Minneapolis. Eric Grant's warrant is tied to the robbery and killing of George Maldonado, the owner of a custom auto shop on North Shelton.
Like they're looking like construction
Are
workers.
on leave in Fremont County, bringing the total to 11 so far this year. Today, a visibly animated sheriff addressed the situation directly. It's the first time the sheriff has spoken with our crews directly about it.
He's actually punishing the bad guys. Let's hear what he has to say.
In every case, he says for these 4 new cases, they're not criminal matters. He says they're instead personnel issues. The sheriff says he has not spoken out in the past.
They were back talking. Those 4 guys were back talking.
He also addressed concerns with how he's handled these cases.
They tried to recall him, but the recall efforts failed.
I'm doing what's in the best interest of the citizens of Fremont County. If I wasn't acting on these issues that have arisen, then you would have a problem with the sheriff. That is not what's going on. Even those prior incidents, I requested the investigations happen.
The sheriff did add the department is doing what it needs to do to fill those spots.
He's right. He comes across as real honest. That whole, you know,
another country that hates
murdered Candace Hilt's murder debacle.
And missiles. Recognizing
that was some fucked up shit.
Enemies, the Army is looking at new strategies on the battlefield. And during its recent trip to the National Training Center in the Mojave Desert, the 1st Stryker Brigade combat team up to 87.
So the weather, sports. Here's a picture of our president.
Tanks have long been the primary vehicle used in the first wave of combat. The problem is tanks are slow, but smaller, faster vehicles don't offer the same protection. The Stryker was developed to safely transport a full squadron of troops and maneuver quickly across cities or open areas.
So it allows us to get out and fight and swarm like light infantry do, but mount back up and dash across.
In case martial law happens here,
a significant piece of
the military, these would be the guys that would stop the feds from busting anybody here in Colorado for marijuana. No, the people's vote stands.
The head of all Army
First principles of people's vote stands.
Is rethinking the
so if you believe in the people, then
we're constantly questioning ourselves. Do we have the right capabilities?
Means
and do
you're
we have
government.
the right organizations to compete and be decisive on any future battlefield?
The 1st Stryker Brigade combat team at Fort